Guys, what's up? It is Doug and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages, and today I have another Pumpkin Hollow review for you. Yes, in the last video I kept on saying Spooky Hollow over and over again. I actually don't think I ever even called the line by the real name of Pumpkin Hollow. I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying Spooky Town, Spooky Villages. I use the word spooky so much, it was just a slip and my brain just totally messed up. I know it's Pumpkin Hollow. So, I'm here to talk about another building. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is the one in the line that I'm really excited about talking about because the motel that I talked about yesterday, it was cool. It had the wild lighting. I thought it made for a good video. And it's a cool like town building, but this is the one I really wanted to talk about. This is the Spooky Greenhouse. That's the same as the last one, has the foam, that kind of cheap like Department 56 style foam you can see here. Looks like the ink is all run on the front of the box here, so I don't know if I showed the whole box yesterday, but just so you guys can see what these look like, let's get into this greenhouse. All right, guys, here is the Spooky Greenhouse. Check this out. I love the theming on this. So while we're talking the back here, it does have a power supply. It comes with it. You can run a power supply, or you can run it here off batteries at the bottom if you'd like. I ran it off power supply here. It also has two switches, so you can turn on the lights or the lights and sound, like the other piece, the motel. I am going to show this lit up at the end of this with the soundtrack, but I can tell you the soundtrack is the same as the motel. It doesn't really make sense whatsoever with this piece. I mean, it didn't really make sense with the motel, and I saw that a lot of people in the comments were talking about that. The lighting is more subdued. Actually, the lighting is fantastic on this. I'll talk about it in a minute, but the soundtrack is sort of nonsense on this piece. So just FYI, most of you out there who are going to run this are probably going to run it without the soundtrack, but you do have the option if you want to do that. So real quick here before lit up, because it looks spectacular lit up, look at all the details right here. You can see here on the stoop, spooky house right there, these flames which do light up, by the way, you'll see in a moment. So these figures in the greenhouse here, I do want to talk about scale a moment. A lot of you guys out there who are seeing this now or saw it at Menards, and I guess I didn't even say, kind of scatterbrained here. These are available at Menards. The Pumpkin Hollow line is available at Menards stores. It is online, by the way, if you do want to order online. But they're a big chain here in the Midwest. Anyways, the scale on this, a lot of folks are probably going to want to put this with a Garden of Eden nursery. I know a lot of folks are probably thinking that, and myself included. I love the Garden of Eden. That's what I want to put this with. I wanted to show them together here, but my garden is not here. It is in storage, actually, and my apologies. I don't have all of my Spooky Town stuff out of storage yet, and I wanted to talk about both or show them. I don't have that. My apologies. I can tell you, though, going back here, the scale, this is slightly bigger in scale with these figures than the Garden of Eden. From my memory, at least, it looks like this would be slightly bigger. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, though. I think they're going to look fantastic together. I love the greenhouse look. I think it's really, pretty unique, and greenhouses are tough to get right now. I can tell you this one is it's going to be much cheaper to get this than like Hemlock's nursery. Now Hemlock's is way cooler, but still, you can see here on the side, also good paint job on this. Again, I think it's a good paint job. I think this is a great piece for the price. I think this is just a great piece in general, I would say. You know what, enough of this though. Let me talk about this. Let's show you what it looks like lit up. I love how the lights on this, the LEDs, they slowly change into different colors, so it draws attention to the piece, but it's slow enough that it's not, crazy. It doesn't look like a disco or a club in here. And I know that so many people were talking about the insane lighting on the motel, and I do understand that. This does not have that. So if you do put this next to your Garden of Eden nursery, I think it would look fantastic because you have the way the light moves on this one, just slightly, it changes colors. And then the Garden of Eden, you have that awesome pulse lighting. I think that would look awesome together. I'm looking forward to doing a farm scene and putting this one by that. I think they're a great complement. So I know I've talked a lot about the Garden of Eden nursery in this, but this building by itself though is great. You can see the flames on the front. They kind of do that flicker, that pulsing thing where it draws attention to it. I like how they're not just lit up, that it actually does that. And you can display this either a couple ways. I know shooting this was kind of difficult because normally I like to shoot my buildings front facing, but you can't see everything. So that's why I kind of have it like a side view here, a 3/4 view. You can actually see the internal scene of it, but the internal scene looks good lit up with that skeleton with the wheelbarrow and the pumpkins and skulls and that haunted tree. I dig it, guys. I think that this is awesome. The Spooky Greenhouse is great. And again, this is part of the Pumpkin Hollow line that is at Menards. I'm going to try to never screw that up again after saying that so many times. That was embarrassing. That's going to be the last Pumpkin Hollow piece that I review on here this year. Glad that I got to touch on them. Good bang for the buck. This one is just a great building though in general. I love this one. Great theming on it, for a theme everybody really wants right now because of that Garden of Eden nursery being popular before. So anyways, guys, that's Pumpkin Hollow and the spooky greenhouse. Here it is with the lights and sound.